Here we have the wrapped chicken. It's been wrapped for about 45 minutes, a little over 45 minutes. The half-hour number is, some people do it for up to 2 hours. Another technique is this is what I've read, this is primarily with ribs. What they do is they cook it, then they wrap it, put some apple juice in there, and then put it in a cooler wrapped in a towel for up to 2 hours. So just increases the tenderness of the meat. So we'll see here, there's going to be a lot of juices that are from the meat. Let me move this here so I can show you that. So you can see there's definitely a lot that's there. And you'll want to save that. I mean, you'll want to put that on it when you serve it, or I typically, after I've finished cutting everything up, I usually just kind of pour it over the top. So here's the chicken. Again, you can see it's ridiculously moist. And obviously you can't smell it, but I can smell the hickory that we use to smoke it. It's always nice to be relatively close to a sink, have a towel that you can use for whatever gets on your hands and everything, just to make it a little bit easier. This is a tool that I use to keep the meat in place. I think it's designed for a larger bird, but I use it. I've found success with it with just about anything that I've used. Just makes it easier to handle things. And then I just cut it directly on the cutting board. Let me pour some of these juices out again. And this you can cut basically to whatever your tastes are. If you prefer to cut a leg off and the wings and different pieces like that, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm curious as to how this skin will turn out. Sometimes it's amazing, other times it's a little bit like leathery and not something that you'd want to eat. What I'm going to be using this for is, I've actually smoked some cheese recently as well, so I'm going to be using some tortillas and make smoked cheese chicken quesadillas. And the thing that's nice about those, you can either pair them with salsa and sort of go the Mexican flair, or you can go with barbecue sauce, and it actually floats very well between those two types of meals. So I'll just cut a few pieces here so you can see kind of what we're dealing with inside. Yeah, there's a ton of juice in there. So it turned out very good, and I'm actually going to take a small piece just to confirm. That's the best thing about this hobby is trying the final product. I always enjoy it when I smoke something for friends, because I feel it's my duty to make sure that it tastes okay. So yeah, that's fantastic. So that's a general overview of the process. From here, there's really nothing too out of the ordinary. Different people prefer to serve the food in different ways. Some people refrigerate, so they would cut this and then essentially refrigerate it right away, and then in preparation for tomorrow's meal. I personally really enjoy it right out of the smoker. It's got a heat that's not, I don't know, it's a different kind of heat. You can tell that it's been slow and deep cooked. The one thing I will say though is that often leftovers taste better than the first time you've had it. There's something about refrigerating it. The same goes with cheese and even with salmon that I've done. When I've reheated it, it's been the flavor has just been really smooth with the cheese particularly. It really helps even it out. Similar process as to what happens when you let it sit for about a half hour or an hour. Just allowing the juices and the flavor to really kind of equalize throughout the meat or the cheese. So this is one of those phases where you just experiment and find out whatever you like best. One of the things I've read that's very helpful is keep notes every time you do anything, because then you'll know whether or not you want to repeat it or not repeat it. So if you decide to marinate something for, put it in the night before in the marinade and then try it, great. I've even put stuff in completely unseasoned, unrubbed, unmarinated, just the hunk of meat, and it's actually turned out very well. So it's really up to you what it is you want to get out of it, and find that certain flavor that you really enjoy. The other thing I'll say is that to start out, typically the best things to use, the best cuts to start with are fatty ones. So like a pork shoulder, or often known as a pork butt. Both of those, it's the same cut, so that cut is fantastic to start for a few reasons. One, very forgiving. If you leave it in a little bit too long, or you pull it out just a smidge early, the flavor is still fantastic. The texture is good. The other thing is a fattier piece of meat is really good for seasoning your smoker. As you probably noted or noticed in the previous videos, just about loading and unloading, you can see the door on my smoker has it looks dirty, and really what that is that's just built up seasoning from all the different cuts that I've smoked over the short time I've had the smoker. So it's a good idea to use one of those to start, and pulled pork is fantastic. That's the other reason. So couple that with your favorite barbecue sauce or homemade barbecue sauce, and it's a lot of fun to experiment.